Good evening, everybody. Welcome to it all to the Footy Channel, Groundhopper. Um, this is a match review: Newcastle United 2, Arsenal 0, and yes, we're on our way to Wembley. Yes, brilliant, brilliant. Anyway, before we get into the show tonight, guys and girls, if you do enjoy what you see, then please don't forget to smash the like. It does help the channel up the search, so please do give it a thumbs up. Also, if you're brand new to the channel, come and smash the subscribe. It is free to do so. Come be part of this great community. Also hit the bell notification. That will tell you when I'm live. Have a pre-record or any upcoming shows. If you do want to make a donation, do that in chat, clicking on a $sign with all money reinvested in the channel. And you can also become a member. It's 99p a month, and you can do that clicking the join button as well. So yes, not often I do lives these days, is it? So nice to have a live show for once. Just getting to the chat here. Philip, evening, Tony. Hope you're well. Yeah, absolutely well, Philip. Thanks very much. And he says, I'm great. Thanks. Still buzzing from that win. Wembley, here we come again. Yeah, Wembley again. And, fantastic, isn't it? Absolutely fantastic that we're going back to Wembley again. I mean, look, what a night. What a night it was last night. And, look, there was a couple of changes last night. Kieran Trippier started. Obviously, we had no Joe Linton as he went off injured, so we were wondering what the team lineup would be. We sort of went with a back three. Botman came back into the side. And look, I know there was a few people not happy about it, thinking, we're just protecting the result here. We're just trying to make sure we get through. And look, maybe that's what people were thinking. But I just thought to myself, it's a good I thought it was a positive move, if I'm honest. At first, I was a bit like, but then I thought, well, maybe Cher will push into midfield. So that's probably where that may be coming to it. But look, Eddie knew his tactics, what he wanted to do last night, and we have to trust him, But I thought, it was a bit of a nervy start of the game, wasn't it? I think within the first 20 seconds, he get a free kick, Arsenal. Isak scores, and we're all like, yes, early goal, what we wanted, what we all were craving for, a nice early goal. We got the early goal, but then that dreaded VAR started to look into it and look into the offside, and then history was made at St James's Park, because for the first time we actually heard the referee talk over the tannoy system, and he spoke to confirm that Isak was in an offside position. Now, he was very unlucky, Isak, because, yes, he was leaning forward, but it was only by his shoulder he was actually offside. So very, very unlucky with that, because it was a hell of a goal as well past Raya. Raya had no chance with it, let's be honest. Arsenal had their chances. We let them have possession of that football. Ødegaard on 19 minutes. Possibly, well, let's be honest, probably should have put Arsenal ahead. I actually thought, this is it. Arsenal's going to score here. Martinelli fouled on the edge of the area by Dan Burn. The referee let advantage go. And then obviously Ødegaard had the ball at his feet, and I thought, yeah, this is going in the back of the net. And somehow he missed it, and it clipped the post and went out for a goal kick. So I thought, that's a let off for us there. But then from that goal kick, Dubravka kicks it up. Isak gets onto it. At first I thought, as I hit his hand, but it didn't hit his hand. But Isak rattled the ball with a hell of a shot. That would have been a hell of a goal had it gone in. And the goal was still shaking when it got to Jacob Murphy. And look, the finish from Murphy was absolutely exquisite. I thought it was a great finish. It wasn't an easy finish by any stretch of the imagination. He has a lot to do. The ball's bouncing, the speed that's come back off the crossbar. And so there was a lot there for Murphy to think. But when he actually hit it as well, it actually kisses a post on the way in. What a goal. It was a great goal. And do you know what? That sort of relieved a bit of the pressure, because we were then 3-0 ahead in the tie. So we were a little bit more comfortable. We had that little bit extra comfort. And I just thought, yeah, this is brilliant. This is what we need, a goal in the first half. Obviously, Martinelli went off injured for Arsenal as well. Bearing in mind, this was the guy who was shouting his mouth off with the Telegraph saying, "Oh, you know that Arsenal sent a warning to Newcastle after they beat Man City 5-1 that they were going to come up and beat us as well." So, you know, but like I say, I thought we were absolutely terrific in that first half last night. We controlled that game. We let them have possession. We didn't have a lot of possession of the football, but what we did do, we did very, very well. I thought Botman was immense at the back as well. I thought he was absolutely terrific, if I'm honest. The midfield was great as well. Tonali, Bruno, thought they did well. Gordon was a threat. Because originally, before the game started, didn't they say that Hall was going to move into the midfield because he used to be a midfielder at Chelsea, but he didn't. He stayed he stayed at left back. I thought Hall was fine as well. I thought Trippier was great on the other side. Midway through that first half, he got into Gabriel's face, and Gabriel didn't like it, and obviously waiting to see if he'd get a reaction. But yeah, we went in at half time and 1-0 up, and and I'm like, right, okay, let's just keep this tight now. Come out in the second half, and if we can get an early goal in the second half, that puts us 4-0 up in the tie. Then it's basically game over for Arsenal then. Because still a 3-1, I'm thinking if they get an early goal in the second half, it's then 3-1 on aggregate. So then, it could then go to 3-2, and then it could be nervy. So that was my thoughts at halftime. I'm just going to pop into some comments because the comments are coming in now. Anyhow, definitely deserves a statue if we win the League Cup, says Philip. Kieran Trippier, absolutely class last night. My man of the match. Jacob Murphy, well and truly answering the critics, and still the last 2 months, absolutely magnificent. Do you know what it is, Philip? He's been absolutely brilliant, Murphy, for us. And, it just shows you the delight that guy has when he scores a goal. You can see it written all over his face. And we're all wanting to know, but did you see Sandro Tonali actually massaging his head at the top? So I don't know what that's all about. If somebody can find out what that is, or if even Sandro Tonali comes out himself and explains what that was about, we would like to know, because I thought it was brilliant. Botman and Byrne, phenomenal at the back. Yes, they were. I thought they were brilliant. I thought even Shea had a good game, but maybe that was because obviously Botman was playing as well. So, yeah, because Botman seemed to bring a little bit of strength to our backline. Coffee says, hi, Tony, and all. Hi to you, Coffee. What you thought of Mafinho? I love the backdrop. Yeah, thanks, mate. Just while I get a new studio sorted out. Nell says, big ups, Tony's. How are the lads? Yeah, absolutely, Nell. Big up to you too, mate. Aaron the Brick, congrats, mate. I'm so happy that you've won. Can't stand that club. Go and win it. You fans deserve it. Do you know what it is, Aaron? Yeah, I mean, look, Arsenal fans are so salty towards us. In fact, North London clubs are in general now, even Tottenham are. But not as bad as Arsenal fans are. And because Newcastle put a picture up, as we do after every game with the dressing room, an Arsenal fan had to go on and have some sort of slang, about it. It's just like, why be negative? Your team's been beaten. At the end of the day, Odegaard should have scored that goal. Their team had chances to score and they fluffed it. So, we were the better side. And yes, I do really hope we go on and win it. Philip says, Alexander Isak ran Saliba ragged. Just a shame that his goal was ruled out. Yeah, it was, Philip. I mean, look, Gabriel and Saliba are two excellent centre-backs, let's be honest. But they looked a shambles, the two of them, they looked terrified of Isak last night. And what I will say is, look, Paul Merson, please stop saying Isak to Arsenal. It is not happening. Has Arsenal got £200 million for Isak? I doubt they have. And by the rumours going around, he will be signing a new deal in the summer. And once he signs that new deal, hopefully that'll put everything to bed. Although he's got a few years to go on his contract. Ian says, hi, Tony, still buzzing about the result. Absolutely, Ian. I mean, what a result. What a result. You're not cold sitting there, Tony Lal, says Ian. Do you know what it is, Ian? No, I'm not. Because I'll tell you why. When I used to come out the match, and if I was there and I had my t-shirt on and it was cold at night, but we had won, I didn't care, because at the end of the day, I didn't feel the cold, so yeah. 3 wins against Arsenal this season, 3 clean sheets. Exactly. Now, can we make it 4, though? Can we do the quadruple over Arsenal? Because we've got them towards the end of the season at the Emirates, so that would be fantastic. And not the fact of that, also, Arsenal could have another trophyless season, because I can't see them catching Liverpool in the Premier League unless Liverpool have a major slip-up. Can't see them win the Champions League. So I don't think they, in fact, will have any trophies this season. And they've got a 10-day break now because they've got no FA Cup either. Philip says, Alexander Isak is definitely staying in our club. Fact, absolutely, mate. Aaron says they're always blaming something other than themselves. I'm surprised they don't blame the St. James's Park for scaring their players with the atmosphere. I thought the atmosphere, the fans were fantastic last night. I mean, look, we made that hostile towards Arsenal last night. And, I mean, look, some of the players should have been booked Arsenal players. Partey, how many fouls was he going to do? He didn't even go on the book. So yeah, Liverpool have just scored through Szoboszlai, but looks like it's been ruled out offside. So yeah, the offside flag's up, so he's been ruled out for that. Just having a look at the replay now. Oh yeah, he's definitely offside. That's more clearly offside than what Isak was. Christopher says the lads were brilliant last night. They never looked phased, despite playing for a place in the final. Absolutely, mate. They were absolutely terrific. And he says, I didn't even look at Eddie when shaking his hand. I swear that bloke's a miserable guy. He is. He's a sore loser, isn't he? Philip says, fond memories of us winning at Highbury 3-1 in December 2001. The late greats of Bobby Robson, famous words. You've got to learn to lose. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. I mean, look, going into the second half, we did get an early goal. I mean, look, it was terrible from an Arsenal point of view, but from our point of view, it was a gift, and we accepted the gift gratefully. It was like Christmas all over again. And look, it couldn't have worked out any better. David Raya tried to pass the ball out of defence, which was criminal, really, to be honest with you. If that was Dubravka doing that, I think we would be all over Dubravka, But, I mean, that was an awful pass out to his centre-half, who Cher was there, and he got the tackle in, which the ball then fell kindly to Anthony Gordon, who had the easy option of just slotting it into the net past Raya, giving Raya no chance whatsoever. And this man gets us goal number 2. There you go. So, yeah, Gordon gets us goal number 2. And we're 4-0 up in the tie. And when that happened, I thought, yeah, that's game over now. I can't see Arsenal scoring 4 against us. Yes, they scored 4 against us in that 4-4 draw. But the way our defence was playing, the way we were controlling that game, I just thought there's no chance Arsenal's getting 4 goals here. And I thought in that game, in that second half, Arsenal started to get a bit snappy in tackles, and and then we had the incident where Lewis Skelly, Kieran Trippier got into Lewis Skelly's face, and Declan Rice didn't like it and pushed Trippier away, as if to say, stop bullying the young lad. But it's part and parcel of the game. Trippier was doing what Trippier was doing best, shown his experience. But that sort of thing that Trippier was doing when he was getting in their faces and trying to wind them up, he's learned that from Simeone at Atletico Madrid, because that's what they do. So Trippier was using what he learned off Simeone. It was pure shithousery, that's what it was. But it was absolutely fantastic shithousery. I thought Declan Rice was lucky to even stay on that field last night. Those two tackles within a couple of minutes of each other, he should have had yellow cards for each one of them, and he would have been off. You know, he lost his head, Declan Rice, last night. He really did. A lot of the Arsenal players lost their heads last night. Let's be honest, and they were But Liverpool have just took the lead now, so it's 1-1 in the tie, and it looks like it's Cody Gakpo who's put that in the back of the net. I just looked up and saw them celebrating. Yes, it's Gakpo. Didn't quite see the goal, but I'm sure we'll get a replay in a moment. We'll go through it. But yeah, I thought in that second half, Arsenal got a bit bitty once we were 2-0 up in the tie. I think because they knew it was game over, basically. And, you know, they were already fighting for consolation. Yeah, came across a bit of from the Tottenham defence there. And Gakpo slotted in, yeah. Nice goal. But come on, Tottenham, we want you in the final, not Liverpool. But there again, we don't care who we get in the final, as long as we go and win it. Tottenham look poor defensively there as well. But, yeah, as I say, second half, we controlled that game. Yes, Arsenal had all the possession in this game. You know, when the final whistle went, Sarah was blasting out around the stadium. As Philip quite rightly said, or I think it was, Christopher, who quite rightly said, when Arteta shook Eddie Howe's hand, he didn't bother looking at Eddie Howe. He just sort of, you know, sore loser what he is. They don't like being beaten, Arsenal. They're sore losers. But at the end of the day, they were beaten by a team that were well drilled. Eddie Howe got his tactics spot on last night. I thought the way he got his team selection right last night. He was right to bring in that extra defender where Joe Linton was missing. I thought tactically we were on it all game. We were getting into Arsenal. Yes, okay, as I said, they had that possession. They had 68% possession. But as I've always said, possession does not win you football matches. It does not win you football matches. Putting the ball in the net wins football matches. And the difference was, between us and Arsenal last night, we were clinical. When we got on goal, we were clinical. We had 3 shots on target and scored with 2 of them. Arsenal had 3 on target, but didn't score with any of them. That's the big difference. We put our chances away, you know, when they came along. But I was so happy at the way we just let Arsenal have the ball. It was like, go on then, you play with the ball, you have it at your feet, you come on to us. But as soon as we get the ball, you're leaving gaps at the other end of the field. We're going to exploit it. Isak's going to run into that. Gordon's going to run into there. And we're going to punish you. And that's exactly what we did. We punished Arsenal last night. So after the 2-0 win at the Emirates and the 2-0 last night, we went through on 4-0 on aggregate. And look, the party began. And it was an absolute brilliant moment when that final whistle went. I was so relieved when that final whistle actually went. I'm just going to jump into some comments because the comments are coming in. Aaron says, take care, mate. Big up. And your fans, see you in the next one. Yeah, no worries, Aaron. Cheers, mate. Thank you. Pete says, evening, Tony. Great channel. Loving the match vlogs as well. Yeah, Peter, thanks, mate. I mean, yeah. Do you know what? These non-league match vlogs are great. I think, you know, although I don't get a lot of views for them, but I think a lot of people underestimate the non-league side of it. But it's just a different atmosphere altogether, you know. As I say, last Saturday I was able to get the two managers interviewed and the team captain. That's a big difference. It's absolutely great. And if you haven't checked out any of them, go and check them out because there's some great ones on there. I even went all the way to Brightlingsea on Tuesday night, and I mean, when you think I left work at like 4:30, I didn't actually get home till 12 midnight. So I put in a lot of work to go to these matches and do the vlogs, and so yeah, so it's great. I enjoy doing it. Yeah, and you get to see. Do you know what? You get to see some good football at non-league. Good evening, everyone. Good evening to you, Julie. Hope you're well. Tell me, man, absolutely, Julie. Philip says Declan Rice was very lucky. He was very, very lucky not to get sent off. Absolutely, he was. 1-0, says Ian. I mean, guys in the chat, who do you want through to the final, Liverpool or Tottenham? Who would you prefer, Tottenham or Liverpool? I personally want Tottenham through, but I'm not sure if they'll get through or not. The Emirates 1-0 win in the 2010-11 season. Andy Carroll win that. Yes, I remember that one well. I remember being down there in 2012, and that we lost in extra time, injury time, to it because we were drawn 1-1 and we lost to I think it was Thomas Vermaelen, if I remember, scored the winner, and that was gut wrenching. Hello, peoples. Hi to you, Jay. Hope you're well, mate. Jay's got a show coming up at 9 on his channel, but he's not actually doing the show. It's actually Thor, and as far as I know, he's bringing his hammer, Thor. So check that out from 9 o'clock on Jay's channel. Keeping the tune YouTube and see what Thor's up to tonight. Philip says non-league football. Joe says evening to you, Joe. Hope you're well, mate. Philip says non-league football gets overlooked. Definitely deserves coverage. Yes, absolutely. I mean, look, I've always said if Newcastle aren't playing, or if you can just in general get to a non-league game, whether you're going to watch National League, Isthmian League, whatever it is, it's actually good football to go and watch, and it's great. Just go along and just think you can go there. You can stand by you get closer to the pitch. You can stand there with a beer in your hand, you know. Players talk to you. Managers come over and talk to you. They thank you for coming. At the end, the players will come and shake your hand at the end and say thank you for coming. It's a totally different atmosphere, and it is, like you say, Philip, it doesn't get enough coverage. And that's why, yes, I've done a few league clubs, but I'm going to try and strive to do a bit more, to try and do more non-league. And I mean, I've been keeping an eye on the Isthmian League Division 1 North, which is where Cambridge City and Bury Town and that are in. And I'll tell you what, this is really a tough league. It really is a tough league. I mean, Brightlingsea, because they beat Brentwood Town last week 2-1, who Brentwood had been on a winning streak for like an unbeaten run for over 2 months. For that to come to an end against Brightlingsea, they then backed that up with a 4-0 win over Cambridge City, and they're in the playoffs now. Now, if you go back a couple of months ago, Basildon United were top of that league. They're now 5th bottom. That's what I'm saying. That's how tough these leagues are. And, you know, it's great. Just if you can get along to watch, just get along to your local teams and go and watch, even like Blue Star or whatever, just get along. Honestly, it's great. I know Pete's been to Benfield a couple of times and he says it's brilliant there. Would prefer Tottenham, absolutely. Joe says prefer Spurs, but can't really see it. But you never know, Joe. You never know. Rather have Spurs. Yeah, I think we're all for that. Rather have them. Not for us, to be honest. Tottenham desperate for a cup. They throw everything at us. Liverpool's eyes are on the title. That's what I'm thinking. If Liverpool's on the title in the Champions League, they may not play they'll play a weekend squad, I reckon. It's not me, it's Thor and his hammer, says Jay. Good point, Julie. They will have 2 Champions League games around the cup final too. Yeah, exactly. They'll not want to risk injuries, because if they pick up injuries in the cup final, then that's a Champions League could be over, and it could be a dent to their title hopes as well, couldn't it? So they don't want that to happen. But as I said, the whole team last night played absolutely fantastic. I thought they were, as I say, we were on it last night. And to be honest with you, not being biased because Newcastle fans, but look, the best team won last night, and that best team was us. I thought we were, as I say, I thought all over the pitch we were much better than them. Yes, okay, some people might say, oh, they had the possession, though. But as I've said, possession doesn't win you football games. Now, there was lots of positives last night, and obviously the whole team, as I say, played well as a whole. And when you're trying to pick a man of the match, it becomes very, very hard to pick a man of the match, because you're like, who was outstanding last night? Now, the obvious one that was outstanding last night was Isak, who bullied those centre-halves. You could see Trippier was man of the match. He had a great game as well. Anthony Gordon had a great game. Jacob Murphy had a good game. Dan Burn had a good game. Tonali had a good game. Bruno getting the fouls and breaking up play had a great game as well. But for me, the man of the match last night, because I thought he was outstanding. Yes, he came off the pitch after 45 minutes against Bournemouth. Missed the last 2 games being on the bench. But he came back in last night, and I thought he was absolutely fantastic. And that is this man there, Sven Botman. I thought he was outstanding. You know, at a time when we needed somebody strong in that defence, and he was blocking, clearing, getting the ball out, calm, assured. The Rolls Royce is back, and I think he settled that back. He settled our back line down as well. So yeah, for me, he definitely gets my man of the match for it. I mean, get your man of the matches in, but to me, I think he deserves it a mile on. Spurs are into a sub here. Richarlison off for Tell's come on. Making his debut. Chris says, how many changes will Eddie make at Birmingham, do you think? We're going to come on to that in a moment anyway. 4-4 draw in February 2011. Boom, boom. Check Tiote. Room RIP. Tiote gone, but now I've forgotten. Yeah, and I thought it was nice that his son, you know, I thought it was nice that his son was one of the mascots last night and came out with Bruno. I thought that was a lovely touch. What he says, sorry I'm late at the party. Did someone say Wembley? Yep, we did. Phillips says, incredible atmosphere at St James's Park last night with the flags and the scarves. Yeah, it was a fantastic atmosphere, wasn't it? And we were loud as well, which was great. Sort of DJ7's over 4 to 5 matches. Yeah, if that's the case, then... But we've got cover there. We've got Miley there, you know. Should we need him, Miley can step in and play. You know, we can play Longstaff as well. But I think Miley deserves to get in ahead. We've got Willock as well, of course. So, look, we've got plenty of options. So we're not short on that, as long as he's fit for the cup final. Whoever that may be. So, after last night's game, we then turn our attentions. We've got Birmingham City on Saturday evening at 6:15 kick-off, live on the TV on the BBC. They're League One. They're not doing too bad in League One at the moment. I think they're top, aren't they? Last time I looked, they were anyway. They're obviously having a decent season. Obviously wanting to get back the main thing is they want to get back to the Championship after being relegated last year. Obviously, it's a reunion for John Ruddy as well, who signed for us from Birmingham. Yes, so they are top at the moment on 63 points. They've got a 4-point gap over Wycombe Wanderers. Their form in the last 6 games, they have won 4 and drawn 2. So they're in decent form at the moment. So there won't be any they're no slouches, let's be honest. So we shall have to wait and see what team they put out, because I'm not sure what team they'll play. I'm just going to have a look at their lineup from last week and see what sort of players, and I see if anybody will recognise. Allsop in goal. I mean, the Stansfield, who are the same from Fulham for big money. Lyndon Dykes as well. Grant Hanley was on the bench for them. Ex-Newcastle player, of course, and although he didn't do that well for us, did he? The reserve keeper is Peacock Farrell. So there's a few players in there we know. Kieran Dowell, who played for Everton. So yeah, they've got a few players in there. I think Stansfield and possibly Lyndon Dykes are the two we've got to keep an eye on. They've had some good seasons. So look, it's going to be a tough game. Going to St Andrews. But look, I'm still confident we can go down there and get the result. How many changes will we make? Well, that depends. Because I want us to go far in the FA Cup. Why shouldn't we go all the way to Wembley and go for another cup final? Have 2. I just wonder if Eddie might experiment, maybe. Maybe if he doesn't want to play Murphy and he wants to rest Murphy, maybe I would say try Asula on the right wing. Can't do any harm. I think he'll play Isak, because I don't think he'll start Wilson, because he's only just come back from injury. So I think he'll definitely start with maybe Isak, and then maybe Isak comes off at half time and put Wilson on for the second half and give Wilson 45 minutes, which would be vital to get him back into the groove. There's no Harvey Barnes because he's still out injured, so I think would probably have to play Gordon, I reckon, on the left, unless what he does is he brings Matt Target in at left back and puts Lewis Hall as a left winger. Maybe that'll work. Or what you could do is you could bring Livramento in as right back and put Trippier as right winger. Maybe that's another option. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting game. Let's be honest, on Saturday, and I'm confident we'll win it. Look, we've done it before. We've been to League One sides and we haven't done very well. We went to Sheffield Wednesday and we lost 2-1, didn't we? Remember Chris Wood skying one over the crossbar. We lost, obviously, to Cambridge United at St James's Park, and that was gut-wrenching when we lost that 1-0. But then at the time, although I was disappointed, I thought afterwards, actually, it's possibly not a bad thing, because that was a season we wanted to stay in the Premier League when we had been struggling. So I thought, no, that will do for me. In some ways, it's a blessing, because it means we won't pick any injuries up and we've only got to concentrate on the Premier League, and we stayed up that season. But I think we definitely have to try and target the FA Cup as well. So, yeah. So for me, I would say we could put out a strong side, a strong lineup, and maybe Nick Pope comes into goal. Maybe Dubravka gets a rest, and because Dubravka was struggling a little bit last night, wasn't he? So maybe I would rest Dubravka, let him get rested for the Premier League, and put Nick Pope in against Birmingham City. Yeah, as I say, my prediction for this game is going to. I think we can win this game 3-1. I'm going to go 3-1 against Birmingham. I do think they'll score through either Lyndon Dykes or Stansfield, but I think we might just have too much for them. I think Bruno will definitely start and captain the game. Maybe Tonali's rested on the bench. Maybe Longstaff and Miley come into that midfield. I know, or even Miley and. To be fair, I'd rather have Miley and Willock come in because Miley can cover for Tonali because Miley can play in that position. And who knows, Miley might score another 20-yard screamer again. So yeah. But I'm confident we'll win this game. I'm just going to jump in some comments. But he says, "Loved the non-league vlog, Tony. It looked a bit chilly on the Essex coast." Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I mean, I was only 11 mile away from Clacton on Sea, but yeah, it was a little bit chilly off that North Sea. Jay says, "What concerns me is if we get the injury, we're screwed after no business in the window. Joey and Botman both knee injuries. How long's Botman out though? That's the thing. It might not be anything serious for Botman. Let's hope it's not. Plus, we don't have to play him at the weekend. He can have a rest." Grant Hanley did okay for us, says Philip, but nothing amazing. Yeah, exactly. What he says, Man U are 4 injuries away from improving their team. Philip says, starting 11 for Birmingham game is Pope, Trippier, Shea, Kraft, Hall, Bruno, Willock, Miley, Asula, Isak, Gordon. Do you know what? That's not a bad team. I'll go with that. And then I think, look, if we do start with some of the big guns like Sir Gordon and Isak, then what I would say is, look, if we went 3-0 up, just take them off, rest them for the Premier League. Philip says he's going 3-1 as well. Smash the likes, guys. Yes, please, if you are watching, please don't forget to smash the like. It does help the channel because I've got 14 watching at present. And yes, we have actually 14 likes. So that's absolutely fantastic. So thank you very much. And if you are brand new to the channel, do smash that subscribe as well. It does help the channel. But yeah, as I say, I'm going for a 3-1. Going for a 3-1 win. I'd love to get to the FA Cup final again. I remember the two we had in the 90s, and again we lost them 2-0 to Arsenal, Man United. But look, I would love to get back to an FA Cup final. It just proves, depends how you play on the day. If you go back to when Man City were playing well and Wigan got to the final, Wigan beat them in the 95th minute through Ben Watson or whatever it was, So, look, I would love to get it. Wouldn't it be great if we won the Carabao Cup and got the FA Cup final and went and won the FA Cup? If we won 2 cups in one season, that would be absolutely fantastic. But I'd be happy just winning 1 cup, in all honesty. But I do want a good run in the FA Cup. I'd love us to get to at least the semi-finals. And I know we've got Man City as well soon. But you know what? I actually feel confident going to Etihad because they're not playing that well, City. So, there's optimism. If we can play as well as we did last night, then there's no reason why we can't finish in the Champions League place this season if we don't get too many injuries. If we can keep guys like Isak, Gordon fit, and Murphy fit, then there is nothing to say that we can't finish in that top 4 this season. That would be an amazing season to finish in the Champions League place, win a trophy. And then in the summer, tie Isak down to a new long-term deal and shut everybody else up. Because I'm sick of hearing it every time we put the TV on Sky or whatever. It's, Alexander Isak, he'd be great for Arsenal. Why is it Arsenal who just like him? Arsenal had the chance to sign Isak before us. The reason they didn't get him was because it kept offering Sociedad only 50 million. You know, they tried to get Bruno before us. And we just sort of went in and nabbed him. Philip says, Portsmouth win the FA Cup in 2008, beating Cardiff in the final, so no reason why we can't win it. Yeah, absolutely. Philip says, I'd be very happy with a top 5 finish and a trophy. Yeah, top 5, that gets you into the Champions League, doesn't it? I remember Wigan winning the final, qualifying for Europe, and then got relegated. Says, well, yeah, but that's different. We're not going to get relegated, though. Lewis says, put Alexander on the 5-year contract and put a ridiculous fee on him. Yeah, absolutely, Lewis. He's got to be worth at least 200 million. He's one of the best, if not the best striker in Europe at the moment. He's absolutely flying, isn't he? You know, so... Because after the last game at the Emirates, when we beat Arsenal 2-0, an Arsenal fan put on Twitter, let's go and sign Isak and Gordon. You got 300 million quid then? If you want them, it'll cost you 300 million quid for the pair. Philip says, a walk Sky Sports pundits never give us credit, always about the greedy big six. Absolutely. I see some Man U fans want rid of Ratcliffe, saying, oh, he's lost £700 million. Let it continue. Wacky says, winning silverware is massive for the tune and the fans deserve it. Yeah, absolutely, we do. Look, we went there a couple of years ago, played Man United, and we ended up being the bridesmaid. This time, we want to go at the final and be the bride and win the trophy. That's exactly what we've got to do. Lewis says 200 million and a buyout fee of 350 million. Yeah. I mean, look, if Barcelona can put £1 billion clause on a player, then I'm sure we can as well. Wacky says, even Simon Jordan said Isak is as valuable as stay humble Haaland. I mean, look, Haaland, I don't think he's having the greatest of times this season at City, is he? You know, yes, he scored on Saturday, but I've watched Haaland a few times this season, and he doesn't do half the work that Isak does, even though he's a good goal scorer. But it's because he's getting the chances laid onto him, and he's put on a plate for him, where Isak does a lot of his own work. You know, takes players on, dribbles around players. And I honestly think Isak is the better striker than Haaland. Although he hasn't got the amount of goals Haaland's got, but I think he's certainly a better striker in terms of his balance, you know, his physicality, the way he can turn players. I think he's absolutely fantastic. I mean, look, if you go back to when we signed him, I didn't even know, but none of us even thought we were in for him, because it was all rumours that Arsenal wanted him. And then, you know, we always remember the famous Fabrizio Romano quote that came out, the tweet, here we go, João Pedro, medical booked and everything to come and sign. Deal expected to be done next 24 hours. 30 million quid from Watford. And then it just went quiet all of a sudden. We were like, well, why is this gone quiet? Where's João Pedro? And then 48 hours later, we find out Isak's come back on a private jet with Dan Ashworth. You know, and look, the rest is history, as I say. And I think for 63 million, we got him on the cheap. I really do. Philip says, Man U home form, proper dreadful. It's absolutely woeful, isn't it? Lewis says, I don't think Alexander was offside. It took 5 minutes to do the decision. It's not clear and obvious. It was unlucky. It was unlucky. Isak is definitely a better striker than Haaland this season. Yeah, definitely agree, Philip. Jay says, no one better than Isak. End of. Smash the likes, people. Great show for Tony. I'll catch you later. Yeah, see you later, Jay. You've got your show coming up now. Lewis says, the saxophone player was amazing at the game as well, and the game is up there with PSG. Yeah, I thought that was great last night, the sax player. It's Sam Fenders, isn't it? What he said, I think City and Arsenal's issues are the players that are too restricted in the tactical style. Same Southgate did with England players, couldn't express themselves. Yeah. Man City defensively are awful, says Philip. They are awful this season, aren't they? Absolutely are awful. So what have I got coming up next? Well, I may be going to a match on Saturday, so I'm not going to see where I'm going yet. But so if I do, there will be a match vlog for that coming up on the channel. That'll probably be uploaded maybe Saturday evening, so it'll be there either Saturday evening or Sunday morning. But look, it's been a great show. This I was only doing a short one because obviously there's some of the people going live, like Jay's going live, and well, it's not Jay, sorry, going live. It's actually Thor. So if you want to catch Thor, go and see Thor. If you haven't caught up, if you don't know much about Jason's channel, Keeping It Toon YouTube, it's a fantastic little channel. Go and give the guy a sub. He deserves it. And he does some great content. I mean, when Thor does the bloopers, that's absolutely brilliant. If you haven't seen that, then go and watch the bloopers that he does. They're absolutely fantastic, and you'll have a good laugh. It's great fun. Even I'm on one of them bloopers. It's called the Sinclair Awards. Plus my picture, I love it. It came from the Red Arrows. Flying up at St. James's 2 years ago. Nice one there, Lewis. Great show, Tony. Take care. Cheers, Philip. Thank you. We're going to win the Carabao Cup, hopefully. Yeah, absolutely, Lewis. We've got to win it this time. Absolutely. Anyway, guys, before we do end the show, if you do enjoy it, then please don't forget to smash a thumbs up. It does help the channel to search, so please do give it a thumbs up. If you're also brand new to the channel, come and smash that subscribe and be part of this great community. Also hit the bell notification. That will tell you when I'm live, have a pre-record, or any upcoming shows, and it is all free to do so. So yes. So tell me ma, I won't be home for tea. We're going to Wembley. Yes, we are. We are on our way to Wembley. And we can't wait. We can't wait. Let's just go to delve into the last few comments. 70 years ago, last time won a major trophy. Hopefully we can do it this year and get this off the... Yeah, absolutely. Let's hope so, mate. Let's hope so. Cheers, says Ian. Thanks, mate. Julie says goodbye. Take care. You too, Julie. See you on WhatsApp as well. Newcastle. Lewis says, cheers, Tony. Cheers to you, Lewis, as well, mate. And take care as well. But before we go, as I always say at the end of every show, remember, the future's bright. The future is definitely black and white. Come on. Next month, let's do this. Let's go and win that trophy. And one final thing I've meant to mention, Trafalgar Square is going to be shut, so we can't use that for the fans this year, which I think is bad, considering they're doing something for St. Patrick's Day. Now, St. Patrick's Day is something for Ireland, and I can see why a lot of people are upset about it. But I'm sure there'll be somewhere else Newcastle fans can go and have a party the night before. But anyway, that's for next month. Let's see what happens in the FA Cup as well, and we can't wait. It must be the ball, says Julie. Mikel Arteta, must be the ball. Yeah, absolutely. It's that penny floater again, you know. The 99 pence penny floaters that you used to buy when you were younger. And yeah, we all remember them. Anyway, guys and girls, I'm off now. Enjoy the rest of the game if you're watching the match tonight to see if we can get Spurs to get through tonight. But until then, take care and see you all later on the next one. How are you, the lads?